Well, here we are again. The only way that I could possibly make any of it back this time, and I'm giving up, is by doing the one thing that would actually benefit, across the board, just our water supply, which is very much dwindling. I forget how much, water is conserved by recycling a single can, but I know it's worth something. As you can see, though, the cans and whatnot that I'm picking up, usually exactly what that looks like whenever somebody mows it over. Not that I had any doubts about it, that it happened. It's just, I don't know why people want to mow over, certainly aluminum cans and whatnot, especially because they're going to, over time, hitting all these cans and destroying them, get loose and break people's mowers. Take a lot, though. But I've certainly seen enough to say that there's been a lot of that. But yeah, this is the only means of breaking even doing this. I wish you could recycle majority of this. I mean, theoretically, you could with all the aluminum and the styrofoam and everything, but the problem is there's just so much. At least we could do something about that. But I don't understand why, you're mowing all this and you look at this and you say, oh, what a good job I did, like, wow, what a great thing that I've done. Personally, I think it should count as littering. It should definitely count as littering if you sit there and you mow over all this. Like, you should be fined as if you are littering, because this is in no way acceptable. I've already grabbed the majority of the cans, at least the ones that were here, right? Yeah, this is also what I want to show. Just, you get these areas with so much trash building up, and it's like things can't even take root anymore. It opens up different plants and whatnot to infection. Not that, that tree that was on the ground there is probably an elm, and also probably, diseased, because this is absolutely an elm, and it's doesn't look the healthiest, because they're elms with much bigger leaves all around. But yeah, the only recycling that you can do is in the form of scrapping here. Now, processing of other materials that could be recycled, especially what's on my mind is glass bottles, because man, you're walking down the streets here and picking up trash off the side of a road. You see that every day. Like that little Corona bottle right there. because it's like we have the technology. It's just the whole process of breaking glass down is a bit of a hassle. It's the equipment and everything in the factory gets worn down very quickly. It's a little Cowheart, or it says Eagle X, but companies usually spend their time making little like stretchy, like stress balls of sorts. They're just in the shape of animals. See, that's whole thing of unsmoked Lucky Strikes right there. What's going on with that? Well, when I'm out picking up trash, the thing that I want to do is prioritize picking up the big stuff. And that's kind of part of the problem, though. With all the people mowing over everything. What is that right there? I just see a whole container just covered in ants. They're everywhere right there. But not fire ants, for sure. And as I just go on, believe me, I do want to just sit here and pick up all these scraps, but the thing is, if we don't pick up the things that are whole today, they're going to be the scraps tomorrow. And we can at least do something about that before, we get to the point. But this is just, a perfect opportunity to communicate. Just, you can make a difference. You can. Any day, just by going outside, walking outside, and picking up some trash. It doesn't have to be so grandiose like what I'm doing. It could literally just be as simple as making grabbing some kind of makeshift bag, something, and just picking up the trash that's on your street and your alley. Because that ultimately does change something. It's, I'm trying to find out the best way to communicate why this is important that we do this, but I think that seeing this does a lot more in terms of informing other people of the things that need to change. And now, I'm seeing a lot of golf balls. I'm not sure where somebody would be teeing them from, but certainly, I think somebody was on top. Yeah, you see, this is why it's so frustrating. You literally could sit there and try to be handling everything as careful as possible, and it wouldn't matter if things would still fly out. And this is why running this over is just such a terrible move as well. Like, you see how it's all wrapped up in the longer weeds. It's kind of woodish kind of plants that have been chopped up into nothing here. It's still wrapped up in it, and in order to grab the trash, it's like you have to sit there and also sort through all this on the ground, and accessing it it's difficult even. As this is not what I want to do. I want to go try to stop this before it can get to this point. But that's what I mean, is I was really trying to do that here, and it obviously didn't matter enough. Because I'm telling you, this field that I'm walking through, the start of this, behind this Wingstop here, it was real bad. And then I walked through and I picked up everything that I could. Didn't touch it until just now. I come back and, man, see, it's so frustrating just trying to even access a lot of this. It's because now it's just all a bunch of scraps. It's literally, it's things have been worked to be undone. And you seriously think about this. Somebody was paid to do this. Like, ooh. Yeah, see, there's this mesquite that's just trying to grow up. You can see, there's been a few successful mesquites, but they're being kind of outcompeted with by these other, mainly the elms and whatnot. And we need to prioritize trying to facilitate our native species to grow here. We can't just allow it to continue to be replaced with something that is only really came around within the last 150 to 100 years. Now that's a bit of an overestimate, but I would say across the board, for invasive species and everything. Because they already, 150 years ago, we were already having an issue with Russian thistle. Already, that was beginning to replace our native wildlife. Or flora. And now you look at America today, and what is a tumbleweed? Everywhere. It doesn't really have any kind of end to it. So I know it's you walk around the fences in summer here and it's just nothing but tumbleweeds. So like late summer, fall. Well, it's what is the thing that decays the quickest? I would say it would be the plastic that's on top of styrofoam drinks. Doesn't take it could only take like a year for that to break down. And just like already, this one, it's probably not even that old. It's just already brittle. And that's, if it's brittle, that's how it's starting to decay into nothing. All it needs is just some kind of mechanism, some physical separation that could happen. I don't know why I'm missing all these cans over here. I'm just blind. Yeah, you can see. That's just more damage done to somebody's mower. More more of everybody's time wasted. Like, imagine the thing you're doing being so redundant that it's just, I don't even, it just makes no sense to me. And why would we just be okay with it? Like, maybe if you don't care about anybody else or anything, but it's like, it's this Christian church. I've never, gone to a service or I've met, one of them seemed real cool when I talked to them, but what this church needs to, they told me, oh, we've done a cleanup in the past, we've done this, and it's just like, why do you not feel any kind of urge to protect the land that you're on? It's to even have this, I feel like the waterways are the places that we need to just, overall, we need to try to protect the absolute most. It's the place where, the soil is constantly being taken under and taken over. It's breaking down, it's turning into sand at the bottom. It's taking everything down into the ground with it. It's OCD moment. I guarantee that this would be so much easier to just do what I'm doing, but just without, sitting here and destroying. Like, what else is this other than just like a complete destruction of hard work? Like, yeah, no, the average person's not going to care about, a bunch of trash in a field, okay? But in the future, in the far future, it is going to have some kind of effect on our ecosystem, on other people's lives, on the lives of other living beings, not just humans. It is all going to have some kind of effect. But, it's incredibly hard to say if any of it matters at all. I think that's just one thing that one person dealing with this just has to get over. You've got to it's just a fact of life. Oh, my head's starting to kill me. This is the problem with my experience personally. I have a great urge to go outside to do this, but I didn't, really didn't have this urge for a majority of my life. It's only recently came into fruition because I, had a little bit of self-actualization and just going outside and trying to enjoy life. Just trying to see, what is it that we need to be doing that isn't cared about by the average person, by people, what is it that we could be doing to make things better in a way that it counts. And this is the simplest thing that you could do to instantly improve the future for other people, for other beings, for this planet. Like, people get into that kind of nihilistic perspective that nothing matters ultimately, because, you know, the sun's going to turn into a red giant, or humanity's, you know, has a 95% possibility of going extinct within the next billion years. But, you know, we need to be thinking about that, because there's going to be a lot more life to be had on this planet beyond just the human side of things. There's going to be a continuation, and it's going to go on without us, I think. Unless something serious happens that we, you know, can change our ways, change how we exist on this planet, and only if we can actually start getting off the planet somehow and start existing somewhere else, to stop putting so much stress on the resources of this planet. This is so frustrating. It's not that I don't enjoy doing this, because I do. I do enjoy getting to go outside and protect, you know. I try to do something to protect the world we live in. There's just so much. It's so frustrating to just sit here and scoop it with just a piece at a time, you know, just not like the complete wrapper. This is virtually all destroyed. Like, I think it's just getting to me. Watching everything come up and be built down in front of you over and over again. Like, you know, I didn't expect this to ever be so bad. But it's driving me nuts, is what it is. Maybe there's just a better way of doing this. I don't know. Like, how many days of doing this would it take for it to just start looking like it did before? Like a week at least. You see, there's all these plants just trying to take off again. They're just trying to grow again, and they can't. They can't because they're drowning. Drowning in trash. You go out, just go out to some place in your city, and you know, this is private property technically, but just anywhere that's like this, where, you know, there's a development or something, you know, it's like kind of like something that would have been developed but isn't. I guarantee if you could find tons of your native plants covered in trash that are basically begging to be released, wanting to get out, will otherwise die without your intervention. Like, so frustrating. Especially whenever it's like cardboard pieces have been mowed over. Cardboard is not that important. Colored cardboard is, but not. In terms of priority, brown cardboard that is still doesn't have any kind of like ink on it is probably the lowest priority. With ink, I'm not sure how much I would rate that, but oh, it's biodegradable. It'll degrade, don't worry. The cardboard, it only really matters for the non-dyed stuff. So you see some cardboard with some print on it, definitely pick it up. Like it genuinely, like, we've had a few freak days this year, like, where it got real hot, like up to like 100 in March this year. But overall, I'd say it's been pretty temperate. You know, rain is a serious problem, but been temperate here. Usually the heat of midsummer is enough to make me want to stay inside all the time, but it's just the point that, you know, some people, you know, they might know stuff over specifically because it's too hot and they don't want to get down and deal with all of it, right? But like, this is making me really depressed, actually. I wish this mattered to somebody. I need that reassurance that it does. Because otherwise, what am I doing, you know? It genuinely does not matter to people, then what am I doing? Do I see anybody over at that church right now? Because we were here yesterday. There's somebody there, but not right now. I know what this makes me feel is that I never want to eat at Wingstop ever again. It's not even that good. Yeah. Just all turning into nothing in my hands, turning into microplastics. It's beyond frustrating. One thing I will take for granted is the fact that this is all very lightweight. Might be irritating my hands and whatnot. You know, look at all this microplastic heaven. like, I think that's what I remember, was that we got up to this hill. It got real steep, and as you can see, it's still, the brush was higher before. Now getting down into this is, there's just layers, like layers of it in the ground. I think you hit the end and then it just continues. Ambulance. These McDonald's cups that kind of start fracturing at the center and bend out into this kind of flayed plastic nightmare. At least it keeps it all in one thing. If you can pick it up, one little area, pick it up soon enough. Otherwise, it just turns into strips. That Texas tea as well. These are the same kind of material. Some of these leftover posters, I know they're from Walmart nearby. Absolutely know they're from Walmart. There might have been a straw in that. One would need a rake. Going over all of this, you need a rake. You need to pile it up into just a single thing. You just go like that. I don't smoke, but I don't know. If I found a Marlboro full of cigs somewhere, I'd give it to somebody that smokes. You see, this is very easy to lift all this up. It's very much just like waiting all this to be blown away. I really didn't have to mow this over. I don't always bag my trash, but depending, you know, it's a good idea to do it. It's the one time that I don't at the park, whenever it's you know, fishing all that stuff out of the water, it's all weighed down with the mud, so it stays nice and nice together. It doesn't fly away. Should be going around and picking up trash. The city. The worst tying skills. I was not a Boy Scout, so it's. I think that'll do, pig. That'll do. For now. When you find stuff shattering, the best way is just to very carefully pick it up by its most connected piece and just dunk it into a bag. It's the only way. Otherwise, you're just spilling it everywhere, making a gigantic mess. Man, is it frustrating. Get off me. There's fire ants everywhere right here. That is just a handful of microplastics. Yep. Just disintegrated. Yep. All this. There's several bottles in my hands. Like a Wingstop bag, but just still had all the sauces and stuff in it. Just been decaying in this field forever. Those trees dead. Yep, see. And just toss it out. Let's give me some grief though. Yeah, it's like, gee, why is this tree all rotten and dead? Ah, gee, I wonder why. I'm like, see these things and I immediately think crickets. Sitting there wondering, you know, how much just is here, you know? I've picked up a lot of his blue stuff, some packing material that was covering this area before completely, just about. Oh, come on. Come on, don't go over here. There we go. Right. A little scratched up for it. My nose is running too now. I had a feeling it was something like this. I don't know who that is, but I think it's poetic, the amount of like people's political campaigns and whatnot, just the advertisement banners and everything for them that I've picked up. Pretty representative of the political climate, I think. I think I'll go down there, just pick up all the big stuff. There's so much trash, it's hard to even say that we cleaned this place originally. That's beyond embarrassing. Like, I cleaned up all around the back there, all around these trees. And here we are back again. Like nothing I did mattered. Okay. There's something in my glove. Let's see. There we go. Come back for it. 3 cans. It's a good lighter? I doubt it. It's got rust on it. Yeah, it's no good. I feel like if they really just dedicated a Sunday to coming out here for just like 3 hours, we could get so much done. It wouldn't be nearly as bad as it is. like, we had cleared this entire way down. Pretty. So, like, get all this cleared right here. Like, it should be able to flow down too, and it's just not able to. The one thing that we didn't remove at the time were those tires. It's real hard to get them out and dispose of them. Need some help with that. See what I mean? Stuff will literally shatter in your hands and just be gone. In terms of this area, it really wouldn't take too much. It would just, you know, be really the outside right there. This area ahead is. Wait a minute. What is that right there? I hope that's just another bag. Not what I think it is. Because believe me, I was afraid, you know, that right there was a trash bag full of trash for a second. It just stuck, left out. Well, thankfully, no. Yeah. I'm really trying to make the absolute most I can with these bags. Insanity. It just, oh man, why did they come down here? Were they just like, yeah, okay. Whoa. That was a little Didn't quite have a body like a mud dauber. Little wasp though. Definitely looks like something that goes around hunting spiders. Beautiful little bugs. Look at that guy. Right there. Must have been stuck in there. Come on, little wasp. It's okay. Almost out. Huh. There we go. Yeah, I feel bad for all the bugs and stuff that are getting stuck in here. It's hard to feel bad for bugs, but I just mean that you should be careful. You shouldn't just senselessly end life. Like, you shouldn't, you know, stomping on bugs, killing bugs, just for the sake of killing them. It's no way to treat the world you live in. Just beautiful, beautiful little creatures, and you know, they're not yellow jackets. All right. Gloves are kind of falling apart a little bit. Whoa. Oh, that's annoying. Bobsy is such a better than he's doing this. What I really do is carry around a stapler and just staple the top of the bag shut. No having to tie it, no having to worry about it. Or you know, my absolutely crap skills in tying. Oh, big old cockroach right there. Not big, but you know, decently sized. I would not be surprised if cockroaches are around here. That wasn't like the invasive kind either, like the German, whatever the species is called. Something I touched is making my hand, specifically my thumb, very itchy. don't know. Well, there's never one. Never a little cockroach. Ortiz. Getting trash from across town here. Looks like a container for the sauces that Wingstop uses. It's disintegrated into nothing. Yep. Yeah, this is what I mean right here. Just a never-ending kind of precipitation of trash down into this area is no good. Just a lot more stuff disintegrating into nothing here. Whoa. Used to be some flowers. Oh, yep. This is very rocky. This is the problem. It's just granular, so it gets very much into mass wasting. So it's just like trying to climb up a hill of loose dirt. You can see it's like a cascade going up and down this hill of trash as it just has done it over time. Yeah. And it's just mostly back into disintegrated trash again. There's just too much trash for them to care about, you know? There's just too much. So How could they ever, man up and do something about it? All this is the insides of mattresses that people have been sleeping on. So annoying. Old grackles. Really cute birds. Can't believe people ever tried to hunt them into, because they were considered such a pest for a little bit. Got hunted in mass. No. But I still have the screw. It's a miracle. Oh, it just came off, didn't it? Yay! But it's broken. That is a broken... But at least we've got the screw. That's the most important part. Could just order more. Yeah, I could at least, screw it back in. Got a screwdriver in my car, but yeah. I had one of these last me like 6 months. That was a good run. Before that, what happened. Ugh. Well, I'm just trying to think to continue here right now. So itchy all over. Ooh. Ugh. Oh man. Oh God. That was no. Oh, it smells so bad. Oh no, oh no, oh god. There's a colony of ants in the middle of that, dude. Yeah, this is what I mean, though. It's like life struggles to establish itself in these places because we are literally poisoning the land. I didn't get any ants on me just then. That's good, but as you can see, it's just layer after layer of this stuff. It's all just sitting right on top of the harder ground. Quite honestly, the way to do this would probably be taking a shovel and a rake and just going up and down and doing what you can. I guess the point is that I want to be doing a lot more. Constant urge to do more. Even whenever I'm done and it's like I have to stick my foot in the ground. It's like I've got to stop myself. Because at this point I'm just straining. I just constantly keep pushing. I know I'm not perfect. In fact, I struggle just to exist. But even I can make a difference, can change something. Yeah. Nah. There's just more and more. Of course, the way that plastic in particular breaks down the fastest is going to be UV light. Being exposed to the sun. So all this other stuff, it could have been there for a little bit longer. This is why, removing it from the environment is so important, because otherwise it's going to persist for much longer. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Yeah. I am not opening that bottle. That would smell just as bad as that other bag did. Oh, I want to clean this up so bad. Hopefully this will draw some kind of attention to this place. Because otherwise, you know, is this not the most embarrassing thing? I'm not going to go on a spiel about the work of God, believe me, but, you know, if you're somebody that really believes in God, you know, don't you think that God would want you to care about this place that we live in? And especially if that place is specifically yours. I'll make a good bag. I could use that. Got no holes in it. Come on, get in there. Like, it seriously just is disturbing to me that I'm not continuing to pick up trash right now. I want to. So very badly. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling bad, and I need a new cup for this. More golf balls. Oh man, this is giving me grief. Hey, somebody for City Amarillo right there that was parking, and I guess they were getting some lunch here. You know, so people from the city of Amarillo, they do see this mess. How could you not? If you were parked right there and you were having lunch in your car, looking out at this disgusting field. But at the same time, you know, can you really say they care? I don't think so. I still don't see anybody over there at that church, so yeah, I might just stop by in a second, and if then just nobody's there, just call it a day. Because otherwise I need to have a serious conversation with them about the way that things are going. Well, it's a good stopping place. We'll be back here, so thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day.